trainloads of people who've come to Delhi. When I was at Jantar Mantar this afternoon, they had bloodshot eyes, chants of Tiger, Jagan rent the air. The security establishment, the intelligence bureau anticipate potential trouble depending on the outcome of parliament proceedings tomorrow. Nirmala Sitharaman joins us on this program. Mr. Rajgopal, now known as the pepper spray MP, also with us on this broadcast. Madhu Gaudiyashki representing the Congress party. I want to go across first to Nirmala Sitharaman. Ms. Sitharaman, tell us unambiguously, what is the BJP's position? Because if the BJP is clear, doesn't place conditions, Telangana could be a reality tomorrow. Your party has said in the past that you're committed. Will you build in ifs and buts, or will you push Telangana through tomorrow, ma'am?
We've said this since 97. We are repeating it today. We've said this also to the Prime Minister who hosted the lunch for our leaders. We are in favor of bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. At the same time, we are very clear that the animosity with which this whole thing is happening now doesn't augur well, and ideally we would want the participation of all stakeholders. More importantly, we underline the fact that while the bifurcation should happen, we want justice and fair treatment to be given to
Madam, you're building in lots of caveats. I need you to take a position tonight.
No caveat.
We know that all the MPs are not on board. We know that the Seemandhra ministers of parliament, members of parliament have been suspended. I want to understand from you, ceteris paribus, things being the way they are, tomorrow when the bill is presented, will your party back the creation of a separate state of Telangana, or will you throw these caveats at the Congress and say this is why there can be no separate state of Telangana, madam?
Rahul, these are not caveats. I'm very clearly underlining the fact that we are in favor of the creation of Telangana. But are you telling us that if there's a thoughtless kind of a introduction and a passing of the bill in complete din, we'll still have to sit and watch the whole spectacle? It is a very, very sensitive issue. It is a very important bill. We've been unambiguously in favor of bifurcation of the state.
No, so let me try and understand this, Ms. Sitharaman. Let me understand this. So if there is a din, if the Seemandhra MPs who've been suspended are not brought back, if the Congress tries to push this through in the din, you are telling our viewers tonight that the BJP will not back the creation of a separate Telangana. Can I pin you down on that, madam? Is that what you're saying tonight?
No, I wouldn't want you to pin me down in these kind of words. I'm fully capable of answering your question my way. Would you allow me to say
absolutely,
or would you want to give your twist? So allow me to finish my sentences. They are not caveats. Obviously, being a sensitive bill and a bill on which we have stated our position clearly from the beginning, I want to reiterate that we are not changing our position. We are in favor of creation of Telangana. But are you telling me that we'll have to sit quiet without asking for justice for the other two regions?
Okay.
One of which is in a very, very terrible state. So
I think you're making your position clear.
I think that discussion be held.
You're making your position clear. I want to welcome to this program at this TDP Supremo Chandrababu Naidu. Ms. Sitharaman, I'm coming to you. I want to go across first to Mr. Naidu. Mr. Naidu, from what we've heard from all the principal players, it seems tomorrow is D-Day. Tomorrow is the day when the Congress will table the bill. All the people who are from Seemandhra are no longer there, or at least the biggest troublemakers won't be there in Parliament tomorrow. Are you concerned that your dream of a united Andhra will come apart tomorrow, Mr. Naidu?
No, we are very clear from the beginning. I have given a letter saying that equal justice has to be done for both the regions. Congress party is going one-sided way, as they are doing. It is not correct. From the beginning, I am fighting since 6 months' time. I conducted fasting also in Delhi, indefinite fast. I have enlightened the nation. The way the Congress is proceeding, the process they have adopted is totally wrong. Whenever there is a division, they have to follow certain norms, convince all regions, discuss with stakeholders, bring consensus, then only they have to go further. On the contrary, they are violating Article 3. They are violating federal spirit itself. So many things they are doing as they like. Even now,
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, so far you are stating old positions. These are things that we know. The situation is before us. There are about 14 hours to go before Parliament meets tomorrow. I want to understand from you tonight at about 9:15 p.m. when you are on centre stage, are you concerned that Andhra Pradesh could be split tomorrow, Mr. Naidu? Because the BJP, when I'm speaking to leaders privately, they say there will be trouble. Our party is committed to Telangana. It is better that if there be trouble, it be at the hands of the Congress than once the BJP gets elected to power. They'd rather that the Congress take the blame for whatever might go wrong. Mr. Naidu.
No, I am very clear. I requested all national parties and also regional parties. This is very, very important decision. When they violate constitutional provisions and they are working against federal spirit, this is not good for the country. One side you suspended MPs, on the other side you are going to pass the bill. How it is going to happen? You have to satisfy both regions. You have to call stakeholders, discuss with them and proceed further. That is my stand from the beginning. I am fighting for justice. They are not following all these things. If they won't follow, then there will be a problem for future also. That is what I am saying very clearly. You cannot humiliate, you cannot affect the sentiments of the people. That is the situation today.
Okay, Mr. Naidu, stay with me. My colleague T.S. Sudhir, who's the editor South for Headlines today, is joining us on this broadcast from Hyderabad. He has a question for you, Mr. Naidu. Sudhir.
Mr. Naidu, your own Telugu Desam is split down the middle. You have your TDP MPs who are from Telangana, who are for the creation of Telangana, and you have your MPs from Simandra who also protested in the well of the house, who are against the creation of Telangana. Of course, you have been trying to manage the house somehow ever since the agitation started in 2009. But you personally have not taken a call. You always talk of equal justice for both regions. But at the end of the day, the people of both regions are confused because they do not know what Chandrababu Naidu essentially stands for.
Now, from the beginning, I am saying very clearly, you have to understand, Mr. Sudhir, you know very well, this is not the way of doing division, bifurcation. That is what I am saying from the beginning. There are stakeholders, there are elderly people. Even in formation of Andhra Pradesh, with Hyderabad state at the time, they have given 6 years time, whether to join or they must be separate. But all people, elderly people sat together, they have decided. Even from Madras state, they took nearly 2 years to discuss and amicably they are sorted out. So far, any division in India, with the consent of stakeholders, they have done. They followed either SRC or commission or committee, or otherwise initiation has started from assembly. It is quite total contradiction.
That we know.
All parties are divided.
We are going through all previously stated positions. I want to move forward. We've got Nirmala Sitharaman from the BJP with us on this broadcast, Mr. Naidu. We know that talks between your party and the BJP are at a very advanced stage, that you would like that there be some sort of a pre-poll alliance between the BJP and the Telugu Desam party before April-May. Are you prepared to say tonight, Mr. Naidu, that if the BJP were to support the creation of a separate state of Telangana, that on a principled position, Chandrababu Naidu will not get into an electoral alliance with Narendra Modi before these Lok Sabha elections, Mr. Naidu?
No, election alliance is one angle. From the beginning, I am saying very clearly, this division has to be done, some logic, and also they have to follow some procedure. That is where I am educating the nation itself, not only political parties. I wanted to put Congress as main culprits for all these things. This is not correct way. For votes and seats, you cannot create problem for the people. That is what I am saying from the beginning. Even if it takes some time, you discuss with them and then amicably sort it out. What happened yesterday in Parliament? Who is responsible? Is it not Sonia Gandhi? I am asking straight question. Why Sonia Gandhi is not talking? Why Rahul Gandhi is not talking? This is my question for them. You want votes, you cannot address the people, you cannot convince the people. On the one side way you can do it.
Okay, Mr. Naidu, yes, I promised you that we will only take questions from our editors. But we've got Madhu Gaud Yashki, he has his hand up. So if you permit, Madhu Yashki from the Congress has a question for you tonight, Mr. Naidu. I hope you will take a question from him. In a democracy, questions should come from everywhere. Okay, he's fine with it. Madhu, go ahead. Ask Mr. Naidu what you want.
I don't mind.
Rahul,
Yeah.
Mr. Naidu was a former chief minister. We have a lot of respect for him. But today is just speaking in a double speaking. Is a double speaking exposed? And thanks to Sudhi, what I wanted to ask. When he's saying consensus, when he has taken a decision in 2009 or 28th October 2008 is Politburo decision, whether ever he listed how this has to be bifurcated? My second question, straight question, his own party floor leader in Lok Sabha, Mr. Nama Nageshwar Rao, and other member of Rathod, Mr. Adilabad, from Adilabad, they both were opposing. When he is blaming the Congress party for consensus and behavior of the Congress MPs, why his own party MP behaved in a manner, why his own party floor leader, why can't he build his own party consensus and is blaming on the Congress party, which is sheer political opportunism. It is a meeting taken place on 2nd October in Delhi between Mr. Naidu and Mr. Modi.
You're being blamed of opportunism, Mr. Naidu. You're blaming the Congress. The Congress is turning the heat on you.
As a responsible leader, has he ever listed?
Okay, Madhu, you've asked your question. Let Mr. Chandrababu Naidu now respond. Madhu Yashki, let Mr. Naidu now respond. Mr. Naidu, the floor is yours.
No, I am telling you what is asking question. Who is responsible for all these things? Congress is responsible for all these things. You want one side TRS merger, on the other side YSR Congress party will support after elections. You have done all the dirty game you have played. Because of all these things, sentiments have aroused. People are annoyed. They are disillusioned. They are hating each other. You created hatred among people. They are brothers and sisters. Now they are not seeing eye to eye. Even in my party, people are divided because of your activity. So far, I am able to manage everybody. Your party, tomorrow your CM is resigning. What is the reason, you tell me? Your MPs.
No, but this is a very important point, Madhu. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu is making a very important point. How can a decision as historic as the splitting of the state of Andhra Pradesh be taken at a time when all the representatives from Simandra are not there? You've got a big smile on your face tonight. You're of course thrilled with what might happen tomorrow. That's the question Nirmala Sitharaman raised. That's the question that Chandrababu Naidu is asking. How can you split a state against the wishes of a large part of the representatives from Simandra? Madhu Yashki, the Congress must answer that.
Under Article 3, the state split, what's taking place, it's completely it's constitutional. They went to Supreme Court and Supreme Court upheld what the process is going on. It's not unconstitutional. Number two, as a national party, when the decision is taken, it is an emotional issue for the leaders from even BJP party, leaders of Simandra are opposing for the division. So it is not the question of Congress party, Simandra leaders versus TDP party. Mr. Naidu blaming the Congress party that probably the TRS may merge into the Congress. My question straight to him, in 2009, when TDP had alliance with the TRS party, why did he have an alliance with it? Is it Parliament is empowered or not? We were asking the Simandra MPs come for a discussion. No. There were discussions held. There was a committee report.
Okay.
There a number of times of discussions between the Congress party of leaders of Simandra and Telangana. We were given an indication. Even Mr. Kiran Kumar Reddy in the floor of the House, the Assembly, he said,
let Mr. Naidu answer that question. You've asked it, Madhu. Let Mr. Naidu answer. There have been deliberations, there have been discussions. That process has been on for years. The time now is for decisions, Mr. Naidu. Madhu, let Mr. Naidu answer, please.
Rahul ji, one thing you have to understand. When this decision has taken on December 9, there was a reaction among people. They stayed on December 23rd, they maintained status quo. Why they maintained status quo? Because it is a sensitive issue at that time. Chidambaram made it very clear on the floor of the House. People are divided. Political parties are also having problem. So we are staying this order. After that, when they started again, recent elections, in Panchayat elections, we swept the polls. Out of 22, 10 districts, we got very clear majority. Then third phase, second phase and third phase. In between, they brought this issue. Whom you discussed among political parties. I am asking, CWC resolution you have passed, same day, same dais, you said TRS is going to merge. Is it the way? Is it ethical? It is not ethical. Within 10 days, you brought Jagan from jail by giving bail. Is it ethical? It is not ethical. You are not interested in the issue. You are more interested in votes and seats. That is the problem.
Where the Congress party is
that is what I am asking.
High courts and Supreme Courts.
I am.
The December 2013, December to all party meeting, your own
that
party.
That is different issue. That is different issue. As a policy maker, what you have to do?
No, Mr. Naidu has asked some important questions.
No, as a responsible opposition, have you ever listed or ever framed up how the state has to be divided? It is when your own party, you're blaming my party, but about your party.
No, from the beginning,
in December
I told very clearly. I told very clearly. No, I told very clearly you have to sort out the problem. By sort out the problem, you are creating 100 problems. Right, central government is having to take irrigation. What is the central government is right to taking law and order? These are all the questions we have to discuss. There is constitutional issues in this. There is a violation of Article 3. Never in the past any state was divided like this. No. By calling stakeholders, they have decided. Why you are doing all these things before elections, you tell me?
Okay, so those are important questions. Madhu, I did promise Mr. Naidu that we don't want to involve him in the debate. We want to continue the debate. Mr. Naidu, I think, has spoken. Sir, if you'd like to stay, we're very happy to have you. If you'd like to leave, then you could leave at this time. If you want to stay and listen to what the others are saying, we'd be very happy with that as well. T.S. Sudhir, you've heard the positions everyone has taken. I want you to tell our viewers, you're the one on the ground who tracks this story much more than anyone else. What do you think will happen tomorrow, Sudhir?
Well, tomorrow is going to be obviously an important day. An important word that Nirmala Sitharaman used, she said, thoughtless and in the den. Now that is going to be essentially the BJP's position, because the BJP has maintained, and rightfully so perhaps, that throwing out 17 MPs, 15 of them from the Seemandhra region, 2 of them from Telangana, and then going ahead with discussing the division of a state like Andhra Pradesh, really tantamounts to taking away the rights of those MPs to actually articulate what they feel about this important issue of bifurcation. So in that sense, the BJP's position that there has to be order in the house is fair enough. Also the fact that many of the Seemandhra MPs should be allowed to actually have their say in the Lok Sabha and thereafter in the Rajya Sabha. So in that sense, what stand the BJP really takes is going to be extremely important. First of all, whether there is going to be order in the house, and after which whether the Congress really wants to just push through the Telangana bill and somehow or the other create the 29th state in India as the Telangana state, whether that's going to happen. Also the fact that this entire debate that we saw between Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and Madhu Gaur, this whole thing is between the Congress and the Telugu Desam is essentially that of the pot calling the kettle black. The Congress says that the TDP gave a letter in 2008, it had promised Telangana, it wants to put the whole blame on Chandrababu Naidu, even while ignoring its own Chief Minister Kiran Kumar Reddy, who since the 30th of July has been an open rebel within the Congress party, and tomorrow most likely he's going to resign because he realizes that the battle is probably going to be lost now. On the other hand, the Telugu Desam constantly blaming the Congress, looking at political gains while creating the state of Telangana also does not really work wonders for its own image, because all along since 2009 the Telugu Desam unfortunately has projected a very confused image, because people in both sides of the divide do not really know what the Telugu Desam essentially looks for.
Okay.
And now when the TDP is looking for some kind of an alliance with the BJP, it realizes that the BJP will really have to do something with which it can sell to the people of both Telangana as well as Seemandhra.
I want to go across to Mr. Rajgopal. Mr. Rajgopal, first and foremost, I hope you've not brought any pepper spray to this discussion. Please clarify that before I ask the first question to you, sir. No, but on a more serious note, Mr.
There's no need for pepper spray here, because you are more civilized and you have not sent any goons to overpower me or assault me or manhandle me.
Okay, Ms. Sitharaman from the BJP says, Mr. Rajgopal, that the bill cannot be pushed through in din, and that you can't pass the Telangana bill without hearing from MPs from the Seemandhra region. Do you think that is fair? Because if you were to be allowed back into parliament, you've been suspended now, you will do the same thing. You came with pepper spray, you know, they're predicting someone could come with cyanide. There are all sorts of stories doing the rounds in Delhi. There could be trouble. Do you think that MPs from Simandra should be given an opportunity to have their say in Parliament? Do you think that that's the least that should be done before a big decision is taken on Telangana, sir?
Rahul, we moved a no confidence motion on 9th of December. And every day we've been moving no confidence motion. And every day whenever it comes up for discussion, Speaker says the House is not in order. The government sends their own MPs to disturb the House so that the no confidence motion is not taken up. Even on that fateful day of 13th, we did move a no confidence motion. And even that day, Speaker bypasses the no confidence motion without a mention of that. And she goes straight away to introduction of the bill, which was not in the agenda. The supplementary agenda is given at 2 o'clock, and they tried to introduce at 12 o'clock. We went there to remind Speaker that there is a no confidence motion, you need to take it up. And then we see in the well, the several MPs from various states belonging to Congress trying to overpower us, assault us, and manhandle us. Is that democracy? Is that the way Parliament functions? On top of that,
this is an insult to the parliamentarians to allege that they were going to manhandle Mr. Rajgopal.
Just one by one. I don't want, I humbly request, I know that passions are very inflamed at this time, but I humbly request all our speakers to speak one at a time. Let Mr. Rajgopal speak. I'm coming to you, Dr. Vivek, in just a moment. Dr. Vivek, just hold it for a moment. I'm coming to you because if everyone speaks at the same time, our viewers can make no sense of the debate. Mr. Rajgopal, complete your argument, sir.
See, Speaker selectively suspends 16 MPs from Andhra Pradesh, overlooking the fact that there are several MPs of various states who belong to Congress who were there in the well. Is it not discrimination? And moreover, trying to pass a bill where we have enough stakes, trying to exclude the stakeholders from the debate or from issue which the Parliament ought to settle unilaterally, undemocratically, and try to bulldoze things. Is it fair? Has any state been formed in this manner? That too in the
those are very important questions. You know, Madhu Gaud Yashki, I hope you've heard Mr. Rajgopalan. He's your former colleague. Now, of course, it's like India-Pakistan between Telangana and Simandra. Nirmala Sitharaman asked the same question. Chandrababu Naidu has the same question also. And that's the question the Congress must answer tonight. The fact that you're taking such a historic, monumental decision and not even allowing Madhu an opportunity to your colleagues like Mr. Rajgopalan to have their say. No other state has been split at a time when the assembly hasn't concurred with that decision. No other state has been split among such rancor. Is it fair for such a big decision to be taken which is clearly not backed by all the MPs from Simandra, Madhu Gaud Yashki? What does the Congress have to say about that?
It's absolutely incorrect to say that. Both Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, when state were formed, both the bills were passed in Lok Sabha. Number two, in 1960...
No, but those were agreed upon by the state assemblies. Both of those were agreed upon by the state assemblies.
Rahul, let me say that. Under Article 3, I'm a lawyer, as a lawyer I'm speaking, under Article 3 it makes very clear, it is the Parliament who is empowered to divide or add onto the borders of any state. In such case, the decision of the Parliament will send it, the Cabinet will send it to such assembly for its views only. There is no consent of the state assembly required. In that case, I can give a quick example. In UP, Mayawati government has passed a resolution asking the centre to make 4th state. Is it binding upon the Parliament? No, it is completely upon the Parliament to take the views of the assembly. Assemblies are not empowered whether to accept it or reject it. Here, we've been asking, and the my own party MP, Mr. Lagadapat Rajgopal, what he's saying, his party too is, in his own house, the discussions taken place in 2004 to have an alliance with the TRS party. Congress party cleared last 10 years. It is Congress party stand to ask for separate state.
No, but you've made an important counter argument. Let Nirmala Sitharaman respond to this. No, let Nirmala Sitharaman and Mr. Naidu respond to this. Ms. Sitharaman, Madhu Gaud Yashki says Mayawati passed a resolution saying Uttar Pradesh should be split into 4. That's not binding on the Parliament. Neither is what happened in the Andhra Pradesh Assembly binding on the Parliament. Parliament can take its own decision. That is what the Constitution allows as well, Ms. Sitharaman.
I'm just giving a very quick response for this. Madhu Yashki Gaud from Telangana is a very senior MP. I respect him. I know him. But the example taken here is a bit out of place. Because when Mayawati ji passes a resolution and that is not conceded by the centre, whether now or later, I don't know, it is not obstructing the law and order situation in the state. Passions are running high, people are against each other, and the amicability of this whole, issue being debated is at question. Therefore, let him not mistake me whether the BJP is taking a position differently. No, we are in favor of creation of Telangana. But what I would want to ask is, let the Congress now not search for alibis for not doing what they had kept in their manifesto in 2004. They went in alliance with the TRS, promised that they will bring Telangana. Let them do it. We are saying we will support. But the question that I want to draw your attention here is, repeatedly for their failures, they are looking at scapegoats, pointing fingers at the BJP. You saw that the Congress party's own MPs, since the last 3 sessions, are obstructing. For one reason, sometime one section, for another reason, the other section, both from Andhra Pradesh. Our belief is this has got to be, and more importantly, the Chief Minister is against it. The Home Minister withdrew his statement, all mess being created.
Let Mr. Naidu also respond to this. You built an important argument, but I want Mr. Naidu to counter what the Congress is saying. Mr. Naidu, they're saying Mayawati passed a resolution for splitting Uttar Pradesh into 4. That doesn't mean that Parliament has to do it. What the State Assembly decides is not binding on Parliament, Mr. Naidu.
No, it is very clear. Madhu Yaski is saying 234 they have announced, and also they had alliance with TRS. I am asking straight question. What is the preparation you have done since then? 10 years are over. Before elections, why you are getting this? You lost mandate now. People are disillusioned. In Andhra, throughout the country, people are not with Congress. Anyway, you are going to lose the election. And at the same time, for the last 6 months, or last 10 years, you are not doing anything. You are not bringing consensus among your party. That is also important issue. What you are doing, nobody knows. Only for political gain you are doing. Because of that, people are against. Another thing, he is saying under Article 3, Parliament is having powers. So far, what happened? Always, either resolution in the Assembly, or SRC, or Commission, or Committee, or bring consensus among people. That is what they have done. Today, you are bringing hatred among people. Now we have seen, one side Rajagopal, one side Madhu Yaski, one side Vinod. What they are doing? They are hating each other. Is it that possible to do all these things? That is what I am asking. I am prepared to bring all my people across the table. Are you prepared to bring all your people across the table?
You asked a question, Madhu must answer.
You cannot answer for that.
The Congress is playing games, double games, triple games.
Yes, Rahul. Yes, Rahul.
5 games, 10 games you are playing. I am asking straight question. If that is the question you are answering, UP, why you are not dividing UP?
Madhu.
Why? That's it.
What happened afterwards? What is the report? What is the report he has given?
Rahul. Okay, let me clarify to him. Under Article 3, it is parliamentally empowered. This has been decided by the Supreme Court.
Not me. Nation, you have to clarify, not me.
Number 1.
No, what I am asking, Madhu Yaski, you have to clarify the nation.
Yes.
Even you ask your leader to come,
Mr. Naidu,
you will have a debate.
That. Yes, Mr. Naidu, that's exactly I am doing. From
you ask your leader to come. We will have a debate, national debate. All political party leaders have to come.
Stand against Telangana. In 2008, Mr. Naidu appointed Mr. Naidu to have the listen to the leaders of the Telangana TDP party, and he made a decision in favor of Telangana. 2005 presidential address, later common minimum program, Pranab Mukherjee's committee, 2009 party manifesto, and 2009 Mr. TDP itself had alliance with the TRS party and taken in favor of decision in Telangana.
No, but I don't understand this. When each instance, Sudhir, of political opportunism is pointed out to somebody else, they turn around and say that the other party has been opportunistic as well. The Congress's defense is that the TDP has also shifted stance. This is hardly a defense. Each person is calling the other opportunistic, Sudhir.
I am not blaming the stand changed, Rahul. It's what I'm trying to say here. The enough consultation has taken place between the stakeholders. In democracy,
Yeah.
No, because that's the other point that Madhu makes,
been
Sudhir, that more than enough consultation has taken place. You've clearly hit a brick wall. No matter how much you keep consulting, you'll still come to the same conclusion. Sudhir, is that not correct? They've taken trenchant positions on both sides of the divide. You can never get Madhu God Yashi and Mr. Rajgopal to agree on this. Now, 10 years later, or even 20 years later. Madhu, Sudhir.
Absolutely. In fact, since 2004, in 2004 when the Congress had their alliance with the TRS, and in 2009 when the Telugu Desam had an alliance with the TRS, the understanding was that both parties are in favor of Telangana, and at the all-party meeting in 2009 also, almost all the parties in Andhra Pradesh took a position that they are in favor of a creation of a separate state. But when it came to brass tacks is when everything went horribly wrong, and thereafter the Sri Krishna commission was set up. Essentially, the Congress was seen as a party which was trying to buy time on this, and only when it came very, very close to elections, when it realized that it is not going to do electorally well at all in the entire state of Andhra Pradesh, then it realized that, okay, creation of a separate state of Telangana is going to be electorally beneficial to the Congress, at least in the 17 Lok Sabha seats, despite the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, despite the PCC chief being totally opposed to such an idea. Having said that, yes, it has been a difficult call, given the fact that passions run high on both sides of the divide. People of Simandra, especially the political class, have been opposed to the creation of a separate state of Telangana, so the matter was not very difficult for the Congress. But the manner in which it has actually approached this entire issue really leaves a lot to be desired, because it was seen as really dividing the people of the three regions of Andhra Pradesh without really addressing
Let's understand also
of development.
From the TRS now, Dr. Vivek is with us. Mr. Vivek, I want to understand from you where the TRS stands on this, because I met a very senior Congress minister this evening, and he said, don't worry, after we push Telangana through, the TRS will merge with us. Now the Congress seems to be sure. We are not hearing this from the TRS, but the Congress is bent and determined and certain that K. Chandrasekhar Rao will merge with Sonia Gandhi's party. What is this sideshow that you are doing with the Congress, which you are not willing to announce publicly, Dr. Vivek?
Now, Rahul, I want to first clarify one point.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu said there should be an SRC or there should be a committee or a assembly resolution. The first SRC clearly mentioned in 1953 that the Telangana should not be merged with Simandra. Both the cultures are different. Both the people of Simandra and Telangana are in a different pathway, and
Dr. Vivek, with respect, you are not answering my question. I am asking you, will you or will you not? If tomorrow Sonia Gandhi pushes through a new state of Telangana, will you merge with the Congress or not, sir?
I would like all the like-minded parties who are favoring Telangana, they all these parties, both BJP, TDP, YSRC, Congress, everybody said they are for Telangana. Today everybody is talking in a different language. I would appeal as a Telanganite to all the political parties, please stand by your commitments. There is a
Dr. Vivek, you don't answer my question. This is not a political stump speech. I'm asking you a direct question. Dr. Vivek, I'm asking you a question. If I didn't get through, I'll repeat it. Will you merge with Madhu God Yashki's party if the Congress delivers on its promise of creating a separate state of Telangana? It's not a very complex question. Yes or no? What's your answer?
Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao has given a word saying that if the bill is passed in both houses of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, he will call for a Politburo meeting, discuss, and an appropriate decision will be taken. Because the main aim of the Telangana Rashtra Samiti is to achieve a new state of Telangana. And if the Telangana state is achieved, he will put it across to all the party workers, and then an appropriate decision will be taken.
What do you make of that, Sudhir, very quickly? You know, he's speaking like a diplomat. He's said lots of things. He hasn't said yes, he hasn't said no. I'm confused. Will Chandrasekhar Rao merge with Madhu and Sonia Gandhi's party or not, Sudhir? What's your take?
Highly unlikely. What Dr. Vivek is not saying is that there is an influential section within the TRS that does not really want to have any truck with the Congress. They do not see the Congress coming to power after the 2014 election, so they would much rather do business with the BJP. So that's what the call has to be taken. So in fact, the TRS is the party which is actually in a win-win situation. If the Telangana state is formed in the next 4 days, they stand to gain because they can go to the people having claimed victory. But in case if it gets stuck in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha over the next 4 days, even even then the TRS can actually whip up a sentiment and say that, okay, you need to give us many more seats with or without an alliance with any other party in order to be able to put pressure on the party at the center to get Telangana. So in any case, the TRS is sitting pretty, but yes, the mood within the TRS, and I'm sure Dr. Vivek knows that, is not really for any kind of a merger with the Congress party.
Then the Congress would be in big trouble, because if they don't get the TRS merger and they create a separate state of Telangana, Madhu, you will get decimated in Simandra, you will get routed in Telangana. Then everybody in the Congress will wonder why we did this. That's the pure cold calculus that's playing for the Congress.
Not at all. Congress doesn't take decision for political gains under Srimati.
Yes, which is why this decision is being taken a few weeks before the elections.
Congress has a credibility. During Rajiv Ji's, Assam and Punjab issues were resolved, though Congress not came into power. Here we have taken many decisions what we committed to the people of not for political
Mr. Rajgopal, do you think this gambit will pay off? Senior Congress ministers believe that the TRS will merge. The TRS is telling us they won't. Do you think that this could backfire? You could end up losing in Simandra, and Madhu, who's very happy tonight, could end up in trouble in Telangana if Dr. Vivek's party doesn't support the Congress. Let Mr. Rajgopal also speak. Madhu, you're dominating. I know Telangana is on the ascendant tonight, but you're dominating the discussion, not letting Mr. Rajgopal speak.
See, principally, I'm against any sort of decision on bifurcation on political lines. Just because somebody is merging and trying to divide a state is definitely cynical, which is against the national spirit. In fact, UP has formed a Sri Krishna committee which has clearly said that the state should not be divided. Rahul, let me just answer.
Madhu, as of now, he's still from your party. You've suspended him, but allow him an opportunity to speak. Madhu, Mr. Rajgopal, why are you letting Madhu bully you? You must go ahead and make your argument.
Absolutely absurd. He is blaming his own fellow parliamentarians. Goons is absolutely absurd, Rahul. His own statement on February 12th, he says that no more talks.
Rahul, I say I'm not come here to have a...
show in action.
So this is how you want to have a...
No, 1 second. Madhu is pointing out, 1 second, Mr. Rajgopal, this is interesting. Madhu is saying that you made statements in the past which are contrary to what you're saying. Madhu, what is it that you're charging Dr. Rajgopal with? Madhu.
Mr. Rajgopal said on the 12th February after meeting with the K.S. Rao's house, he will not... Maatalu gadu chetalu. I will not speak anymore. I will show in actions what I am going to do in the parliament. Mr. Sabbamari says 2 more MPs behind me. We will burn the parliament. On before 11 o'clock on 13th February, Mr. Rajgopal on record on TV, he says, watch me 12 o'clock what I am going to do. Now he is blaming his fellow parliamentarians as a goons, and they were attacked him is absolutely absurd. The evidence is very clear. It's a predetermined conspiracy. Rahul, he came with a plan to attack the parliament.
Rahul, we moved a no contest motion.
Okay, Madhu, Rahul, we're out of time. But Mr. Rajgopal, the charge against you, Mr. Rajgopal, is that you've got deep business interests. Hear me out before you speak. You've got deep business interests in Telangana, and the reason that you're opposing the creation of a separate state is not because you care so much for the people of Simandra as much as you do for your own vested interest, for you're protecting your own business interests, and that is what is paramount for you when you go with pepper spray into parliament. You are basically interested in protecting your own interests. That's the charge that's being thrown at you, Mr. Rajgopal.
Rahul, 2 years back, when this charge was made by KCR, I said that I'll write down every property of mine, I'll transfer that in your name. Will you stop talking of division? This is exactly as. Since then, you stop talking about that. See, we can have business in many states. How does it matter how many states are there? It is beneficial for a businessman to have new states where there is more prosperity and more opportunities. Whenever new states, you see a boom there, you see opportunity there. So businessman and politician thrives on a new state being formed. Politician gets new positions, businessman gets opportunity in business. So I've taken this decision on principle, not now, 5 years back. When the Congress was in power, I opposed this decision 5 years back, and I said, whenever the state is divided, I'll quit politics because I don't want to be part of a decision which is going to ruin the Telugu state and Telugu people from both sides. My word will come true after few years after division. All these people, all these leaders who are clamoring for power, clamoring for power and trying to divide the state into bits and pieces, just so that they can occupy positions is definitely condemnable. I don't accept that. I don't accept that, and in fact, I don't accept that, and definitely, I will definitely quit politics the moment state is divided. I am not doing it for political reasons, not business reasons. For business, it is beneficial. It is beneficial for business and politicians to have more states.
What will you do? Are you saying, Mr. Rajgopal, that you will give up politics? What will you do after that? Will you also give up all your business interests in Hyderabad and in the area of Telangana?
See, I have given up business 11 years back before I became member of parliament. I got no business interest. I don't manage any business. I've been in public life. Yes, I got other social commitments. I'll do the social commitments.
Okay.
There's many ways of living. You don't have to be in business or politics to have a living.
I'm going to leave it over there. Clearly, tempers are running high in Delhi and in Hyderabad and all across the state of Andhra Pradesh. Tomorrow could be D-Day. All eyes, of course, are on Ms. Sitharaman's party. Will they allow the Congress to bite the bullet, or will we see a last-minute googly from the BJP which stalls the Telangana bill once again? We'll be back through the day tomorrow tracking this big story. Ms. Sitharaman, 10 seconds. We're out of time, so just 10 seconds for your concluding piece.
BJP's position has never changed. In fact, we even lost an election in 2004.
Okay.
So you can be sure we are in favor of the bifurcation.
And then you will add some twists and turns, some caveats, some ifs and some buts about the din in the house, about MPs from Simandra. Anyway, posterity will judge.
That's not fair. These are things which the Congress party has to answer.
Posterity will judge the position taken by each party on the floor of the house. What they say on television is one thing. What is it that they do on the floor of the house? That is what the people of Andhra Pradesh are watching. The story, of course, being tracked all across the country for the ramifications it has for other smaller regional parties. To all my guests for joining me on Centre Stage tonight, thank you very much. We will track very closely all that happens in Parliament tomorrow. News and updates continue when we come back with India Reports on the other side of a quick break.